Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Welcome on in, Zorbeltis and Arachna. We are finally back with more tyranny. Where we last left off was at this town of Halfgate. I wish I could pull up the full map at any time. But no, I can't. But we were just leaving this town anyways. We were in the last region to break the last of the Thingledoodles. Can't go to Cacophony because the area is currently unreachable. As is River's Break, Hunter's Respite, apparently. Oh, we need first for Hunter's Respite. And Iron Hearth is unreachable as well. Interesting. But we're going to Stone Down Gorge. The destroyed and half-buried buildings embedded in this gorge are the last remnants of one of Azir's former cities. It has since been taken over by the Stone Stalkers, a tribe of beastmen that aggressively guard their claimed territory. Stone Down Gorge connects to one of the few traversable routes leading north, making it a vital connection point in the Stone Sea. And it apparently takes us 17 hours to get there. Perhaps that is what this crystal-like place is that the loading screen keeps giving us. Keeps teasing us with. And it appears to be correct. Take a look at my quests. The Seats of Power. There are 2 spires left, both here. Stone Sea. And Stone Down. Yep.
On it.
Ah, I didn't mute my speakers.
Heads up, we have company. On it.
Oh, we're only fighting 2 at the moment.
Uh-huh. Best time to cut claws, vital organs.
There we go. Now we get both DPS in there. Embodied memory. Interesting. Pause and open up the log. Eruptions of crystal like this one appeared in the Stone Sea shortly after Kairos' edict tore the land asunder. It isn't known if they are a byproduct of the Overlord's magic or the result of Cairn's experiments during the war.
You have no hope.
Ooh, got gypped. Trying to get it.
I did that? Nice!
Zorbeltas has given the location of 1 ferals for domestication.
Zorbeltas. Thanks for voluntolding Arachna. Congrats, Arachna. You have been voluntold for domestication. Don't worry, it's only forever. I'll take you into a wardship for a month. Yay, we just got a crystal by gently pulling it. Couldn't get it from there. No, we had to get it from there. Thank you for the domestication. Yeah, Arachna, you should appreciate it.
What's in Kyrus' name you plotting, boss? Why'd you kill those choirmen up ahead?
He points his weapon at you, face flushed scarlet.
Don't try to deny it. My gal, Pustule, saw it all.
I mean, they attacked me. That's what I have to say about Octave. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not buying your lies, Binder. Furies, at arms, at arms. Shit, shit, damn, we're under attack. Scared prey is best tasting prey. Is most fun to hunt, yep, yep. Tremble and whimper more human. Will not save pathetic life, but will please the beast woman.
Alright, let's see. What you got here? Oh yeah, I think it's time for a good sky blading.
Smells good. Smells of blood.
At least hit those two. I followed up with that. Got a rhyme spike to go there. And Siren, who's got 6 breath at the moment. Aria of Dissonance. Aria of Resonance. Post the party's resolve. Aria Force. Nope, I'll just let her keep doing her own thing.
On it.
Oh, okay, Siren's
This
gonna
is embarrassing.
run into melee range. Trap detected.
What's this over here?
Okay, well, there's some loot to be had over here,
Right.
and right here. There's a path down, there's a path up, and we'll go up. Okay, more loot. Plans. Zeal. Zeal can be created with access to a Spire Forge if created proper materials. Oh, okay. That's what kind of plan it is. Deprivation. Communities. Oh, right, this thing. It's gonna raise the Havoc and Bastard's Wound. Right. Really good Horde Bracers. Yeah, we don't have Verse with us. Swap Verse out for, you know, Kills in Shadow and Siren. No Ebb either. I should remedy that. Anything else up here? Nope. Okay. Ooh. Hidden loot spot. With a sigil we already know. Oh, there's a path here I missed.
Can't do that.
And got him up.
I think my wisdom is.
Felt nothing. Right. I got it.
What weapon are we using again? The ring blade. Ah, the one that makes me money.
Lance Rayu, clumsy shit, focus!
I got a rusted iron sword. More azurelith. Beast Tribe. Hello, Beast Tribe. Hello, Rift Dig.
Curious.
Though this looks like it doesn't progress much, so... Probably bung on down there, then bung back up and all the way back around. Down we go, and check the body. Unbroken armor and Sage's journal entry. We got a book. Oh, we got 2 Sage's journal entries, actually. Both of the same day? Yep, both the same journal. Day 36. My journey to the Dawning Spire at Howling Rock continues. Unfortunately, the route indicated on the map I acquired leads straight through a den of beasts. Surely, I could find a way around them. They are the last obstacle between myself and the Spire. Also, I can allow nothing to deter me. Move the boulder! Drain some water. Now we can loot this beast body. Ooh, sapphire, turquoise, opal.
Sorry, I can't.
Very nice.
Sorry, I can't.
Accessible waterfalls like this one are rare in the Stone Sea and are a valuable resource. The water that flows into the depths up below forms one of the major nether streams that sustains the region's scattered populations. Thanks, Kills and Shadow. I told y'all to back up and then said to go disable it, and you decided to step on it.
Sorry, I can't.
Oh, lovely doubly. Oh, what was remaining on this body? Charcoal rubbing. You added the imprint to your existing charcoal rubbing, further illuminating the mysterious rune's shape. Though the design is much clearer now, it still remains incomplete. Yeah, we had bought one off the merchant last time, so now we have 2 charcoal rubbings. Which will help us when it comes to the spires. One or both of them.
Do not move, human. Explain or die. What has human come seeking from Stonestalker Den?
Need to speak with the leader of your tribe?
Enter, but do not seek to cause strife. Prima Hundredblood will want to speak with strange-smelling human.
Good area of Kills in Shadow? Yeah, I mean, there was a whole quest Kills in Shadow did kind of give us for this area, so I figured bringing her was good.
Human, speak or leave Beastwoman be.
How did the Stonestalker tribe come to live in Azure?
Humans' mulings make no sense. Come to live? Have always lived. Stonelands have belonged to Beastwomen from ancient seasons, even when Beastwomen were blunt-clawed, no-fanged and hairless like humans. Azure lands belong to Stonestalkers, and Stonestalkers belong to Hundredblood. Has led tribe through many, many seasons, since Beastwoman tore out throat and ate heart of last Prima.
How old is Hundredblood?
More than 5 many times again, mystics count, have decreed many and 100 seasons of blood.
What's with the whelps?
Our black moss, our strong, good whelps, smart cups, have grown big but are only 2 seasons old. It is early for whelps to leave Broodhole and roam loose, but Prima needed Den to cage humans who hunted Elder Teeth.
Elder Teeth?
Elder Teeth are pride of Stonestalker mystics, are precious plum crystals that sprouted stonelands. When harvested, Elder mystics can wear shards like necklace of teeth to increase strength of bite and strike.
Broodhole? Never mind.
Is hole where brood are kept.
Okay, I can jump. This is the one way only. I can jump to clear it, but I can't use it to come back. A recessed space appears the nesting area. Beastmen young enough to be confined for safety. It has most recently been used to hold captured outsiders. Hundredblood.
Well, this is interesting.
Human. Who approaches Hundredblood? Strongest in all Stonelands. First free prowler. Beastwoman who reaches without bounds. Mystic and Prima to Stonestalker tribe. Human smells like will of alpha. Snake snarling over fresh kill. Unusual, but still unwelcome. Why a strange, strong, stinky human crept into tribe's den. Kith slinks like shadow behind human who harasses Stonestalker tribe. Why shadow? Does Beastwoman savor human's putrid smell?
For her part, Kills in Shadow only snorts. She neither shrinks from the Prima's predatory gaze or puffs her hackles.
No, Stonestalker's Prima. Beastwoman does not long to rut with human. Beastwoman stalks Fatebinder for survival, because Fatebinder is strong. Stronger than Hundredblood.
Almost tier 4 loyalty with Kills in Shadow.
Danger, Shadow. provoke Prima again, and suffer 100 strikes. Bleed 100 times.
I gain minor wrath.
Pray now for 100 blood, Prima of Stone Stalkers. Hurry, human, or Beast Woman will grow bored and chase like bleeding prey.
There's a spire deep in the mountains. How do I reach it?
Human speaks of a horizon rock called Dawning Spire at Howling Rock, yes. Pines for that which towers deep over mountain's peak. Human could cross through Stone Den to reach Mystic Spire. But why would 100 blood, great Prima to Stone Stalkers, let human stalk freely through tribe's territory? No, if human wants favor from tribe, human must first earn 100 blood's respect. Earn Trinket Shield, then Prima will permit human to traipse onto Howling Rock.
Shield.
As if human does not know. Yes, 100 blood speaks of shield that belong to humans, called Tearsman's toughest protector in all of Stone Lands. Is mystic shield that Chorus pests have sniffed and dug ceaselessly for, but cannot find. Because shield belongs now to great Stone Stalkers.
Where is it?
Is proof of 100 blood's prowess. Could trade shield to human, but why should Beast Woman want to?
What do you want in exchange for it? If shield's of no use to you, why not just give it to me?
Shield is Prima's pride, a show of Stone Stalker strength, drenched in blood of Regent's Knight. We'll trade, maybe, but will not give, no.
What do you want in exchange?
Disfavored predators, hunters and enslavers of whole Beastwoman tribes, have slunk and burrowed into rocks at Jagged Maw. In short seasons, we'll be scratching at tribe's den. We'll be threat to cubs and elders. Prima will trade shield to human, if human agrees to hunt and slaughter ironclads in Beastwoman lands.
Yeah, sure.
Beastwoman can already taste ironclad's blood on claws. Time to slaughter. Time to kill. Good human. Kill disfavored for tribe. Then can slink to Spire Shine in Gulf Glow and beg Red Fang for shield.
Sorry, I can't.
Beastwoman voices hurt my throat a little bit.
Freeze, feet, human. Stay right there. Why has human come to Stone Stalker Den? To make trouble? To fight with Beastwoman? If so, Beastwoman will happily rip claws through human's chest.
Merely passing through.
Then move on, human.
So can I move through there then? The Jagged Maw Shrine. I'm going to put a save here before continuing to walk this way. Just in case this provoked their wrath or something. Fatebinder! Fatebinder. Please, these beasts took us from the plains, holding us against our wills. It's only a matter of time until they kill and eat us. Please, you're here to help us, aren't you? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna free them for now. Once I get shield, they'll listen to me. Ooh, you're sparkly. As you approach, a hunched, elderly beast woman digs furtively at the ground. She startles at the sound of your footfall and rears up, clutching a gleaming shard of azurelith to her chest.
Leave, Mystic Bee! Speaks for soil, communes only with Stone Stalkers and tribe lands, and human is neither tribe mate nor rock.
Okay. I'll just walk past you then. It just auto-paused. So I've discovered something. There's a hidden object somewhere. But where?
Interesting.
I don't see it. Oh. It's this crystal. Ah, yes. The purple crystal that's a little extra purple. Minimap's best in those situations if it is items. Yeah, you're right.
Humans cannot pass to Howling Rock, not without permission of Prima.
Okay, so that's the Howling Rock. Okay. Do I have to go all the way back up here then? To find the disfavored to beat them up? Howdy, Aqua.
I knew you would come. You must feel as I do the connection
Oh,
between
there's
us.
nothing else that way. Thanks for coming. I'll water
Sorry,
in
I
a
can't.
moment. There we go. Golf Clo Old Walls. Now oh, nope. Location is inaccessible. Okay. So I can't go there, but I can go to the Aurora Spire. "21 hours? 22 hours?" Well... 2 days to get over there. Whew. Okay, that's 23 hours to go there. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm gonna head to the Aurora Spire first. Since the game's now giving me the option, I guess I'm gonna go there first. Also, let me give that a stretch. Ooh, thank you. Oh no, Fatebinder, I've done my duty. You can't drag me back there. Calm down. Tell me what's happened. Beastmen, and the blood. So much blood. They'll slaughter us all. Please, just let me flee. You're safe for now, so what happened? After the sea split, I thought I'd make a living by mapping the land. I know the area well enough, so the Earthshakers hired me to guide them. They were looking for some kind of precious stone. Hey, Grim Bunny. But the Stonestalkers seemed to have other plans. When we got further in, they were already there, guarding the shards. One of the beasts nipped at an Earthshaker, so I fled. I've done my job, Fatebinder. Getting ripped to shreds isn't part of it. Fatebinder. Ignore this coward, and allow me to enlighten you on our situation. Assuming you haven't come to cause trouble. Well, you don't need me with a Fatebinder here. You two want to go at it with the Beastmen? It's your funeral. I'm out of here. Alright. Bastalon? You have impeccable timing, as we seem to have entangled ourselves in a rather bloody rumble with the Beastmen.
Rumble? Stone Stalkers don't rumble. Stone Stalkers slaughter.
If I'm to intercede, I need you to spare no details. Tell me what's happened. Aye. Allow me to elaborate on our situation. We would not be out here in the middle of Kairos only knows if it weren't wholly necessary. You see, the Azurelith lodes in this region are incredibly important. They're what lured Cairn from his campaign orders in the Stone Sea to begin with, and their refractive properties will enable us to amplify the phase velocity of his remaining energy. We hired a local scavenger to show us where he had seen a high concentration of crystal lodes. Thus he led us here. At first, the beastmen were amenable to our requests, but shortly after excavations began, they became wrought with anger. Apparently we were stealing from their ancestors, or some such foolery. There is what appears to be a leader among them, Redfang, but she retreated into the spire before I could bring her to reason. Now we're trapped in a vicious standoff, and I'm hesitant on how to proceed. What's in it for me? What's in it for... of course. He glances to the side, clearly debating his options. As he scratches thoughtfully under his chin, his eyes slowly trail up the luminous shard of azurelith fitted to the top of his staff. It is a spectacular specimen. I am loath to part from it, but surely there are other specimens of a similar quality to be found, if only we were able to continue our excavation efforts. I'll trade you my shard of azurelith. It's exceedingly rare and of the utmost quality, quite pure indeed. However you choose to utilize it, of course, is of your own concern. Sure. I've already have business with the beastmen here. Do nothing till I've spoken with them. Excellent, Faithbinder. Be quick about it if you could. I can't say the tribes have a reputation for patience, and I would like to avoid conflict if possible.
Lack patience. Humans swarm and buzz at beastwoman like corpse flies. It is natural for beastwoman to squash such annoying pests. Yep.
There is certainly a number of them here, ain't there?
Interesting.
My name's Cereal and Pretty Plant.
I knew you would come.
Hey Vivi, thanks for coming.
You must feel as I do the connection between us.
Why don't I just walk over here and... Beastman growls at me. Maybe not because I just grabbed that azurelith off the ground. Who's to say?
Ah, got it.
Ooh, Longclaw's Rage. Gives some armor penetration. Okay. Alright. Nope. Trap detected. Okay, that loops back up. We will go up there just to have gone there.
Wander no closer, human. Flee now, or explain presence in Stonelands. Even mention tribe's elder teeth, and beastmen will pitch human's body to ground below.
I seek only to speak with Redfang.
No, Redfang does not wish to speak with humans. Leave now, and beastmen will let human live.
I gain Wrath and Favor, trying to resolve the quarrel with the Earthshakers. I could also gain Wrath and Favor, saying I'm a Fatebinder of Tunon. Both ways is Wrath and Favor of Minor. So I will snarl. Beastman slits his silvered eyes wary. He sits back on his haunches, but his muscles jump with a mixture of excitement and fear, thrill and terror. He lolls a pale tongue out of the side of his mouth, smirking. Fine. Enter at own peril, human.
That wasn't so hard.
Ooh, broken maw. Nice cutter.
Can't do that.
Ha!
Found something.
I knew there had to be something there. I'm also gonna do a little save, then I'm gonna grab this. Oh, it could be climbed. Okay. Never mind, it's a climb task. I thought it was going to be another Rip the Crystal. In which case would have been very dangerous to do right in front of that beastman. I can rip a crystal here though. Not in front of the beastman. Okay. And back we go. And into the tower, which we will
Crimson
claim
Shadow,
as ours.
Can Beastman sense the magical field that the spires radiate?
Mean, bitter thrumming in back of throat makes Beast Woman's lips curl. If was better mystic like Broodmother, could see where Earth blood beats through spire.
Thank you. Future readers, if I have them, will appreciate your insight.
I am, you know what? I will drop another, we just saved for walking in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and yoink. I'm also going to have a little look-see-doodle at the charcoal drawing. If I can find said charcoal drawing. Circle 2 little scimitar blades. Oh hey, I can do this. Cool.
Brown quivers and gleams, watching with mystic eyes, watching without blinking.
Interesting.
Human has made shrine stones glint in wine. Now spire drools with power, and pants in biting, bitter breaths. And now I speak with Red Fang. The beast woman cocks her head to one side, listening intently. Her ear flicks once, twice, and her eyes narrow suspiciously. Who pads here? Soft, soft, slow. Who braves to approach Red Fang, guard eyes of Stonestalker's old wall's den? Speak, human, quick, quick. Explain.
or Red Fang will rip Trespasser's jaw from head.
What in Cairn's name is going on out there? Hey, Oxygen Decay. Welcome on in.
Human earth mystics trespassing tribelands. Lured tribe with kind words like meaty chunks of wild boar. Said word like tribe. Could hear earth blood flowing under rocks. Humans claim to hunt rocks called Azurelith, but only steal elder teeth of ancestors. Now Stonesuckers have gathered to skin thieves alive.
What about the Azure Shield?
Knowing or not knowing does not matter. Red Fang protects shield and all in shrine. Will not give to human what belongs to tribe.
I'll kill the disfavored, then you will give me the shield. But first... Whee! Up we go! May have a very different version of this because of your allegiances. The now familiar light of the spire courses skyward, trailing off toward the horizon in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground beneath you fall away as you give in to the warmth of the energy surrounding you. The Aurora Spire in Gulf Glow feels violent and unsettled, like it would claw itself from the earth if it had the strength. The stones, though clean, feel slick with blood. Something of the ritual and turmoil of the Stone Sea has warped this isolated place over the years. You feel energy well up from the ground and, with reckless enthusiasm, form a bond with Vendrian's Well.
Feels good. Tastes like blood slicked on tongue. Feels like kith and killing and claws furrowing into flesh. Such savage power. Feels like rutting and howling in shadow of rough stone.
Is it me, or is the magical field of the spire in motion? Churning? This place seems to come alive to your presence, just like the mountain spire did. Only here, instead of a constant arcane hum, it's more an intermittent scrape and shout. Isn't a steady hum, but an erratic choir? Waterfall, maybe? All I know for sure is that one of these days, I'm going to write a treatise on the spire that'll be envy of, well, the handful of sages still left. This is incredibly unnerving. Does anyone feel like they're about to tip over? Why does the floor seem to be rocking? I have no upgrade to build at the moment. Find a way to the final spire. Back down to the hall. There is the rubbing on the wall to take. Giving you a clear representation of that. Indeed. Plus this brick here. With Scroll of Pride magic. Well, I do like pride. Magical accent which causes a material force or guarded form spell to only affect the caster, but with an increased duration and strength. Ah, I see. I do need to give Siren here some more spells. Sigil of Atrophy. Make it require lower 100. Acid Rain. No, clearly it's not acid rain. It's chocolate rain. Some stay dry and others feel the pain. Chocolate rain. But I don't think I can add a single thing to it. Anything to add to it's going to put it beyond Siren's skill. So Siren, you get, you know, just chocolate rain. But we can go up to 142 for our good buddy there. Lean away from the mic to breathe in. Oh, you have to lean away from the mic to breathe in? You don't know the proper breathing technique to do it regardless? Rooted affliction. Oh, that'd be rough. I was in reference to Chocolate Rain. Fair enough. I could do Spell Surge. Bleeding Affliction. No, let's have the Sigil of Rooting. And... could increase the range of it, but that does increase the AoE size. Decrease its cooldown. Make it more precise. Make it stronger. Yeah, increasing the AoE put it well above his skill level at this point, so I think we just can't even boost its strength at all. Alright, well, let's just reduce its cooldown. Just a touch. Sigil of Stone. Jaws of the Earth. No. Focused Intent. No, Distant Impact. Crank it up. I'll allow it to interrupt. Note that makes it too high for her level. She only has about 15 more points. Suggest spell? Sure. Actually, I can decrease that, but then I can... yeah. Now it'll bounce on multiple targets. I don't think there's any that adds 5, so... Brokeback Bounce. Force? To find which one's Force again. Force? Guarded Form and Pride?
I knew you would come.
I'm not sure what
You
Guarded
must
Form
feel
is.
as I do the connection between us.
Well, come on in, Harlequin. I don't have Guarded Form yet? No. Okay, I'll ignore it then. Very well, I shall do nothing. Sigil of Life. Maximize that. Cyclical energies. Is that max? Can increase the range, increase its accuracy. Can't do spell search yet, not for him. Okay. But I can weaken it by removing it entirely. Man, I don't know what accuracy would benefit, so. So yeah, I'm just gonna do healing, focused intent. Strength 3. And here you go. Boost a little higher. And give it to you. There we go. Okay. Now to take care of all of the disfavored. It's what Kairos wants anyway. I mean, if Kairos didn't want us to kill the disfavored, she wouldn't have, you know, just let us do all of this, right? She would have stopped us.
Moving cautiously.
Can I attack them? Can I manually enter combat? I've forgotten if I am able to do that or even how.
Can't do that. I got it.
How do I resolve this then, game? Hundred Blood asks you to kill the humans at Jagged Maw Shrine. No, you know what? I'll just go to Jagged Maw Shrine. I've locked this tower. I'll just go to the shrine instead. Only takes me a day. Fantastic.
More tallies, somebody! I'm afraid not. At once. This weapon is entirely worthless. Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
Felt nothing. Felt nothing.
La da 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 da.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Learn the spell symbol of stone. I already know it. But I could have learned it there if I didn't.
Right.
Oh, hey, look. More disfavored.
Trouble is afoot.
You have no hope.
I need to try a different weapon. Crap! I need to try.
Yeah, we're just... we're all supporting you. Quick, do stop resisting. I shall also cast stop resisting.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
It's supposed to be a push. It doesn't seem to push half the time. Cool. Got some new armor.
Shadow understands.
I just put things in her inventory, right? Correct. Cool.
Another battle. I'm starting to think we're bad at making friends.
Cleave.
I think my wisdom is finally catching up to my age.
Oh, that was much quicker. Full-figured woman in a grime-smudged smock beckons you as your paths cross near the derelict ruins of a nameless town spread amongst the cracked stones of old Azure. She waves excitedly, almost bouncing from foot to foot. You look like a traveler of means. Her voice echoes down the abyssal crevasse between you. She tugs on her bandolier, drawing attention to the numerous soot-stained scroll cases stashed on her person. Olive eyes peer at you above a button nose and dimpled cheeks as she excitedly informs you of the rare and potent secret text she has on offer. For a price. I'll defer to Lantry. Lantry introduces the woman as Sage Antemia, and she admits that she fled the burning library with some scraps, as she now wishes to sell to pay her passage through the tears. Peruse her wares. We already know this. We already know it. We already know it. We already know it. We already know it. That's new. And we have some things of our own to sell as well. Like this sigil. And like all of this stuff. Ba, 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 ba. Sort by item type. Duplicates of that armor, duplicates of that. Duplicates of that. And of that. Two iron cuirass here. This one's of inferior quality. Don't know why they aren't next to each other, but no matter. Everything else looks different enough. On to weapons, we have 2 leather bucklers. We have 2 of these bronze daggers. One's of the Vindrian Guard, and one's not. Which other one's not? Otherwise, it's largely similar things. Okay. Cool. Dealt with.
Sorry, I can't.
Not to walk all the way back here, right? Now we just have to find Red Fang. So never mind. Talking won't do anything. Maybe. I don't know, we'll talk anyways. We fast forwarded a little bit and went to the other tower that theoretically we shouldn't have known where it was yet. For how to get there, really. Like, assuredly we could just see it in the sky, but I don't even know how to get there properly. Human and human stench return. I rescued a stone stalker known as Leftclaw. He mentioned I should speak with you. Leftclaw claims human called Fatebinder saved Stone Stalker from death's jaws. Why has human helped tribe? Because Fatebinder is good alpha to kills in shadow. Looks out for beast women, for kith to survive. Yay, tier 4! Fatebinder has helped tribe, so tribe will favor Fatebinder. Very major favor with the tribe. Yay! I wish to learn more about the tribe. Beast women are oldest of species, and stone stalkers are biggest ranging of beast women. Tribe's blood runs back to days of dust, to time before Azure rose in stone lands, to time before old walls. Time before humans ruined land with territory spats in war for dominance. What traditions? Stone Stalker ancestors were born in first of seasons, were weak and blunt, clawed when young but grew tougher, together with land. Became strong beast women of this day. Always ancestors have led path forward. Mystics remember and honor ancestors in breadth of rights. Stone Stalkers have too many rights, lean too heavily on guidance from mystics. Only right that matters to Shadowhunters is practice of scarification. What sort of rights? Have many rights. Have rights to harvest elder teeth, rights to become better mystic, or to grow from weak whelp into strong Stone Stalker tridemate. Have rights to honor hunting, to take through dominance, or even to rule tribe. For many years, humans forbid tribe's sacred rights, but now Stone Stalkers prowl free. Will honor ancestors and grow stronger and stronger still. Will not be enslaved again. What are elder teeth?
Elder teeth are strength of stone stalkers, or rocks that gleam and grow from earthblood of ancestors. Our legacy from first tribe who were born from azure lands. Stone stalkers use elder teeth to make mystic claws strike harder and mystic bites cut deeper.
What's your role in the tribe?
100 Blood is Prima, leader to many alphas and to many packs which form whole of tribe. Prima protects and preserves tribe's way of life. Any who disagree may challenge Prima's right to rule in blood match. 100 Blood, strongest of all Stonelands, has killed many to protect tribe and will kill many more before own body dies.
Where were you during the conquest?
Where, if not near Tribeton, can human not see? Beastwoman fought to protect Stone Stalkers, while Kairos' edict ravaged Stonelands, wrestled final freedom of tribe, reclaimed territories, while peaked ground yellowed, split, and swallowed mystic called Cairn. Ground still trembles even here, but 100 Blood does not care. Even when land rages, beast women will thrive. Stone stalkers can steal strength from land, unlike weak, mewling humans. Shifting stones does not hinder tribe.
For a while, the tribe followed Cairn, the Archon of Stone, right?
Beast woman takes strength from land's pulse, from sky's reach, from ocean's swell or tree's root. Stone stalkers are mired like fertile muck, farms, fields, but great mystic called Cairn toughened both land and skin of beast woman, drew tribe together to break yokes of human slavers. Even now, as Stone Cairn dreams and growls in sleep, tribe grows stronger. Tribe owes Mystic from Northern Mountains many and much gratitude. Without Cairn, 100 Blood could not have led Stone Stalkers to freedom.
So I still need to get shield, eh? Rifted. I'm not gonna read invoice. Don't like humans in tribe lands. Stink of sweat and filth. Look like ironclads but are weak. Kill own kind for food on barren paths. Why would ironclad disfavored slaughter innocent travelers on the roadways? How should beastmen know thoughts of humans? Saw with sharp beastman eyes. Ironclad swarmed scavengers at place with Greystone. Remember, because hunt was strange. Ironclad smelled of rot and were weak. Struggled to kill pack that was same size. I'll look into it. Hunt and stealth. Ironclads are dangerous when encountered. Usually. Okay. Well, we have 2 places to go now. Go to Stone Down, Greystone Valley. Oh, right, I can fast forward. Alright, yeah, we should gotta help the, well, we'll do that later. It's 1 hours to get here. Well, I'll just walk over there then. Seems as though I can't just take them out. not allowed to attack the Earth Shakers. I'll look in the controls in a moment, see if there's a forced combat. Again now, human approaches Red Fang. Human must be braver or dumber than most, yes. Tribe Spire Shrine is sacred place, not meant for filthy human feet. We're back. I've killed the disfavored. Maybe Prima would give shield to human, maybe not. Red Fang does not know, only knows to guard shield. If human can prove worth, Beastwoman will gift shield. Kill Earth Mystics who invade tribe lands, then humans can have shield. Well, very well. Get rid of the trespassers. Hurry, human. Do not wait to show might of Stonestalkers to any who threaten tribe's freedom. Hurry and kill. Let Beastwoman lick blood from fingers when finished. Please, please. Right belongs to Kills and Shadow. Stay here and pine while Beastwoman laps endless blood of Earth Mystics. Loyalty tier 4, almost 5. Okay. Now I think we can kill the disfavored. I needed to talk again.
Hi.
Another battle. Says you can't teach an old dog to attention, kid. You might learn something.
Careful, we came down here.
Die!
Lantry, let's level you up real quick, buddy. Need some more accuracy there, and then, let's see. Powers Watcher's Judgment, strike foes near the target with arcane attack. Enemies have endurance while magic defense is reduced. Or just improve lore skill. Yeah, let's just improve his lore skill. Stonestalker tribe likes me more. Once per combat, when you are defeated, nearby allies receive a bonus to might, finesse, and quickness. Ah. Lantry, why aren't you using Fulmination? Do so, please. Also, yeah, I've got a healing spell. Use that on Lantry. Alright, Lantry, we'll just have to pick you up after the fight then. Lantry, get up.
Sorry, I can't.
I bring glory to my guild.
Walk further away. I'm like still technically in combat. Okay. So Lantry's just down for the count.
Uh-huh. Can't do that. Uh-huh.
Okay, that brings Landry back up. Alright, Landry's gonna get some healing in. We're gonna pop up behind these.
These bones cannot be broken. These feet
Surprise!
cannot be.
Savage Swift Strike? No. Ah, it's once per rest ability. What other combo abilities we got? Quicken and the Wheel of Ages once per rest. Alright, Lantry, make sure to cast a helping hand for everyone.
Sorry, I can't.
Feed tribes legs with flesh and blood.
Yay, Susan Channel, how's it go? Welcome on in. Alright, well, that's taken care of now. Fucking finally. What bodies are there to be looted? We already looted everything. Fantastic. Alright, let's get that shield. Then we get to the other spire, then we can figure out how to stop the edict from occurring.
Fatebinder comes to Beastwoman, fur-drenched in blood of Earth mystics. Sight and scent pleases Beastwoman. Means bodies of Elder Teeth Stealers now feed tribes' lands.
She pants heavily, deeply breathing in the scent of blood and death that swathes your armor. Her feral, mud-brown eyes slide closed as she savors the smell, and the soft whine slips from the back of her throat. Not best, Hacker keeps turning it over and over. Almost all the Tales files? Oh no. I get hold of my fingers her red-fanged lick. A needy whine catches in her throat as her nostrils suddenly flare wide, and she sucks in a shuddering breath and licks her lips hungrily, over and over, drooling slightly. Her muddy eyes open and are eager, begging, as she leans forward and labs at your bloody fingers, clean from knuckle to tip, with her long, hot tongue. She continues to lick and suck, her strokes rough as splintered wood, until finally no blood remains, and she sits back, satisfied. Yeah, DMs are a thing on Twitch. I'm not sure I'll be able to read them through OBS, but yeah, it's a thing on Twitch. But it's also not a great thing. It's not a great communication method. Email. Email would be good if, you know, Discord's no longer good for you.
Human has done great deed for Stonestalkers. If Primus as human can take shield, then Red Fang will not stand in human's way.
That's shield, please. Oh, I acquired the shield. Do you consistently have access to email? Well, there we go. The Azure shield. +2 parry when damaged. And the champion's boon. Unfortunately, I don't use shields. I mean, I'll equip it
This'll
there.
be fun.
So it's like equipped. Like all my other things. Even the ones that I don't use at all. Have I not sent one? I think I've sent an email to you before. If not, there's the our Google Drive links. Because where I've sent you the Google Drive link to access. Yeah. Alright. We've gotten rid of
Can't
the
do that.
disfavored here. I wonder what the rights are to harvest the stone teeth. Alright, back to the gorge. The day's journey is trying, owing to uneven terrain and dusty conditions. You reach a bend in the path and spy a small clearing off to the side. Several small rodents skitter away as you approach. At the edge of the clearing, you see a familiar sight. Leafy vines coiling around tree trunks. As before, hundreds of thin, yellowish-green stems sprout from the vine, a collection of stiff bristles and elongated hairs, each with a cluster of bright orange berries. To memory, you don't notice any significant difference between these plants and the ones you've encountered previously. Examine the leaves. The leaves extending from the main vine are bright green and lobed, with edges resembling undulating hills. This matches an old saying you recall about berries. Leaves from hills, safe from chills. Leaves like rain, unending pain. Examine the berries. Clustered together in tight drupelets, the berries vary from bright orange to a yellowish-orange color. The size of each individual fruit differs slightly between bristleberry and bristlebane, but it's very difficult to determine without the two side by side. Rub the berry pits against my skin. Just make sure, and now I can eat. You adopt a cautious approach, filling your pouches with berries while eating only a single cluster. The fruit is sweet and tart, surprisingly juicy for its size, and the thought of immediately eating another handful is tantalizing, but you restrain yourself. With the stream as your guide, you follow the dense forest and eventually reach the main road with little difficulty. The scripts that you send me are anyone with link can access. You can only find the now scrapped Elsie diaries. Now scrapped? Aww. An hour later, you feel a disconcerting tightness in your intestine, one that escalates in intensity with each step. Your stomach churns, and the pressure on your belly intensifies, your guts seemingly trying to coil into knots. As a cold chill washes over your body, you recall the smaller rodents bounding away in the clearing. Their droppings must have contaminated the berries. An astute guess on your part, but one made far too late. Beads of sweat coalesce along your brow and your intestines begin to burn. The pain is intolerable. You have barely enough time to depart the road and duck behind a tree before you empty your innards in opposite directions simultaneously, coating the nearby trees and shrubs in a violent, bloody, and seemingly unending spray. The stench alone makes you vomit again, forcing you into an unfortunate cycle of nausea, release, and repeat. A half hour later, you find yourself splayed out on the dirt floor, panting and heaving. The cold sweat is broken, and the pain in your abdomen has subsided. For now. You drink deeply from your water skin, exhausted and trembling. You stumble back to the road, grit your teeth, and continue on toward your destination. Oh no! Dysentery! I've contracted dysentery. I shouldn't have fjorded that river. You discovered a blue scap. The link doesn't work? The link doesn't work? Hold on, that is of importance. That ought to be working. Oh. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, let me update that. I thought I got all of those. Oh, but I guess I had missed one. There's the proper updated one as I go and update mine now. As soon as I remember how. One of these two areas, because Switch has everything thrown all over the place. Oh, I can also update the banner. Since I'm already editing things, blue sky is a much more clear-cut way to me. Yeah, blue sky's good. Ah, here it is. Boop. Alright, that link's properly updated now. And speaking of the links, I need to update the Patreon link as well, I believe. I do indeed. Let me go and update that. Not that anyone used that, and I don't blame anyone for it. I don't use it either. I barely check it. I believe the YouTube VOD channel also needs to be updated. Is that accurate? It do be accurate. Cool. Alright. Well, now that stuff has been updated. You might have to refresh the page. But also, I put the link there in chat. That should load it up appropriately. Yeah, in chat there. Yeah. Yeah, that's me. I'm the only one allowed to post links. I'm pretty sure it blocks everyone else's links. If anyone else were to even try. Maybe VIPs can? I can't remember. Mods, maybe?
Human and human stench, return.
Now that I have the Azure Shield, I want to access the Dawning Spire. She scratches the side of her snout and glances off distance.
Follow path southeast of Tribden to reach Howling Rock. Stonestalkers will show way if Fatebinder wanders until lost.
Whenever there's Alliance for me to record, you'll contact me. Thanks. I've been sent to find a group missing settlers. I believe they are these captives?
Makes no difference to tribe.
I would like to free them. Beastwoman doubles over, clutching her tawny midsection as he hacks and cackles hysterically. Free, weak, sniveling humans to be punished by Prima? No, Beastwoman thinks not. I slaughtered the Earth Mystic trespassers at Gulf Glow for Red Fang. Her nostrils flare wide as she sucks in a deep breath. Her eyes flick to one side before settling on your face. So then you let them go? She growls out of thought, but eventually nods. You settlers are free. Stonestalkers have agreed to free you in payment of a debt owed to me. Our gods be praised, thank you, and thank you 1,000 times more, Fatebinder. We won't forget what you've done for us. And off they go! And then they fade from existence, never to be seen again.
I got it.
I'm friend of tribe. Can I talk to you now? Speaks for Soil? No. Okay. To Dawning Spire, right? Yeah, I still can't go to Cacophony. That's fine. We can go to Howling Rock now. Yeah, I don't know if I updated my link tree. I probably haven't. Oh. Oh, that's a stone forehead.
Body of Earth Archon still rumbles and moans, but looks carved from stone. Is huge and powerful even now. Can understand why tribe likes mystic called Cairn.
Astounding. Imagine the dread of seeing that charge at you. Even helpless, he's terrifying.
This rock looks like it's going to fall away as soon as we finish crossing it. It didn't. But it certainly looks precarious. And like it should have fallen long ago. Too far for anyone but a beastman to make the leap. Far below you, a large boulder is suspended over an immense drop that tapers off into complete darkness. Got some more crystals. Linktree links to Twitter. We dead name Twitter here, thank you. Elon's not allowed to have his way. Aqua, you falling asleep so fast? Good. Let sleep overtake you, Petal. Make sure you sleep soundly. La da 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 da. Is that a climb? That is climb. Oh. There's a lot more up here than I expected. There's a double more up here than expected. I'm enjoying Cadam's power over a little too much. Whatever do you mean?
See that? That?
It's normal for one such as I to hold such power. It's only natural. Also, I never read all those scrolls to pot. Ah, Didn't need to buy this one. Call it Twitter for now. However, we will not consider dead naming because the platform didn't choose new name. That's true. That's a valid viewpoint, valid stance on the phrasing. I will not change my phrasing, however, as it is indeed a website and not an actual entity in any form. Sigil Bounding Bolts 2. Wild Magic. Precise Action. Now that Wild Magic. Or was it I missed it? I just kind of hovered over it to dismiss it. Chaotic Magic to randomize the type of damage caused by spells. Oh! Oh, that'd be a great combination with the rain. Do a rain spell, but then make it randomize the damage type. So every drop is a different damage type. Be even cooler if we could just have continuous explosions. Just like centered on a particular target, just constant explosions of different damage types. Well, how does I get there then? Oh, they've noticed me now. A Fatebinder of Tunon? Here? What business have you at Howling Rock? Speak, or be pelted with stone. I seek to access the spire. Do not try to stand in my way. You who walk your own path with no regard for anyone but yourself will not step 1 foot into this camp. Understand? Be on your way, Fatebinder. My reasons are mine and mine alone. And this Earthshaker does not answer to the Fatebinders of Tunon. I will not open the pass without reason. Our camp is sovereign and our work sacred. It is my unshakable duty to protect this guild. I have business with Karen's body. No one may access Karen's body without approval from Master Radix. That includes Fatebinders. Do not question me, worm. I'm a Fatebinder. If you do not step aside and permit me access, then I'll enter by stepping over your corpse. Will you, really? Even if you kill me, I will not be swayed. You will find that, like the mountains, the Earthshakers cannot be moved by the force of a mere Fatebinder. We will see.
Sorry, I can't.
We'll see what we'll have to do to get in there. 'Cause I shan't be stopped. So there's some boxes here we missed.
That wasn't so hard.
Huh. Herbalist mitts. Neat. These new mitts. Sigil of Life +10 to control life. Langtree's current ones charred and they give burning. So like this doesn't have the firearm, it has deflection, it has precision, it has unarmed DPS. You know what? Yeah, Lantree, you get to wear these. Good job, buddy. We'll hold on to the old ones. Well, the Songbird's gloves don't do anything. So congrats, you get to wear them. You get some gear. Not that she really needs it. Scout the camp to find a way in. Oh yeah, that's the way in. Gotta peel off this fence. Peek through the hole in the wall. So I woke up in the middle of the night, and this beast woman was standing for my bedroll. Before I could call out, she sprayed me. Covered me head to toe in some foul-smelling musk. I had to burn the uniform. Getting off. I made you late to work enough last week. How did I make you late to work, Aqua? You can't blame me, but thanks for the water and stretch. I explicitly tell you to make sure your affairs are in order. Ayya. You got a very good enough rest? That's quite a story. How are the Golf Glow excavations coming along? Any word from Basilion? Or Basilon? No, not even a missive, and they've yet to return. I doubt they're doing anything but taking their fine time, considering who's leading them. Aye, in his mind, I suppose there's nothing pressing about the ritual we're to commence. He'll be lucky if I don't wring his gangly neck upon their return with the lodestones. Master Radix only chose him because his staff is fitted with pure azurelith, but the fool's as likely to lose it as anything. And what are we going to do if someone uses it to get into the compound? Who? A beast? A chorus chanter? Don't be ridiculous. You asked. Well, we did not get the staff. Unless this is it, but I don't think so. We already have the shard. It was given to us already. So, I mean, we could use that shard of Azurelith. And we will. Raise the rock bridge. What in Cairn's name? Earthshakers, to arms! We've been breached!
Right.
Stampede!
Fight together to win. Shadow of
The glory of Kairos! Worlds cannot be broken. Peace cannot be moved.
I like to just see chocolate rain just pouring down constantly. It's a good time.
This weapon is entirely worthless.
And between the two of them, they destroyed the one in the middle, and they're destroying this one. We're still just keeping these two occupied. There we go.
On it.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Alright, they're both taken care of. And Kills in Shadow got a level up. Fantastic. More accuracy. And reduce duration of any harmful effects. Ooh, that might be good. Increases crit hit damage by leaping death. Grants a bonus to damage afterwards. Or I can pour more into the Titan here. Bonus damage while wounded. That sounds good to me. Ooh. Gibbed. They got absolutely gibbed with that. Next, let's retreat.
Shadow, strike swiftly to kill.
Consider it done.
Oh, they were all knocked over. Let's see.
Wait! I did that? Nice! Harsh words would cause more harm than...
Beast woman cannot do as Alpha wants.
Will do.
Fatefinder, have mercy. You cannot do this. If you disrupt the ritual of following, you don't know what'll happen. As punishment for the intransigence against Kairos, the family lands of the many bastard tier nobles were rendered lifeless by the ritual of following, a merging of Cairn's power in concert with its disciples that would blight the landscape for generations to come. Though a waking and active Archon of Stone is present in past iterations of this ritual, the ritual could, at least in theory, draw its power from less cogent Cairn to oversee the mystic forces. Ritual of following, you said? Gritsteeth looks away. Tell me, or we do this the hard way. Rattle him. Shove him towards the ledge. He breaks beneath the pain and fear, a pathetic excuse for a battle mage. Please, you must say reason. We're conducting a highly intricate, magically esoteric procedure with terrene elemental loads of a mercurially unstable charge resonance. Destroy us a single stone, and the backlash could kill us all, you ass! Shatter the shining crystal loads. Got it. You said shatter even one, and we could, potentially kill the other two. Well, that didn't happen, did it? Ah, for shame.
You have no hope.
I'll omit that from the record. I need to try a different weapon.
Lantry, do be sure to throw some darts.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon. Apologies, but I can't.
Well, then
do
cast more magic. You have so much more magic. Use it, you oaf.
To battle! These bones cannot be
be broken. These feet cannot be moved.
I do need to check their AI. Right click, change party AI settings. Ah. Brawler and War Singer. Focusing using Arias to destroy her enemies. Use Aria of Pain, Confusion, and Resonance at will. And Aria of Force to push them away if they get too close. High threat targets she'll attack with Aria of Confusion, and whenever possible, try to maintain an embodied nightmare, summon with Aria of Nightmares. Yeah, sounds good to me.
Pay attention, kids. I've learned something.
Alright, that might help Kills and Shadow use her ability.
Not just in your ears.
Aye.
Oh, that's a lootable little tent there. What if I just snap that as he's doing it? Oh, that didn't even interrupt him. He's still trying.
On it.
Okay. The man's was still trying. Satch. Well.
I'll take a look. How hard could it be?
Ah, Radix. Iron Core.
On it.
Fatebinder, how dare you bring your chaos and filth to my fort, into my Archon? I will not permit you to take a single step closer to Cairn. In Cairn's name, I will protect the remains of my Archon from the unworthy, from the cicadas who swarm and foul this land. Instead, let the land swallow the bevy. Let the land shudder and tremble. This ritual ends now. You presume you can stop me? The fallowing is nearly complete now. So you see, you will not have an Archon Fatebinder, and this land will die. He cleaves the ground with a single strike of his staff. He steps closer, trembling as it violently leaves the earth around him. I will destroy you. I will crush you into grit. I will bury you beneath the very bottom of the Azuria's tectonic plate and blot your name from history. Behold, for you are in the presence of an iron guard of ash. I've killed plenty of Ash's people.
Destroy them!
Doesn't do the greatest job of
I'll
protecting,
be filling that one for a bit.
I must say. Lantry. Spike that one. Siren, you can just save yourself. I trust you. Actually, real quick. Take that one out. And 3.
Will do.
And Lantry, protect. Get behind, and then claw both of them. Aria of Resonance.
I need to try.
Learn something every day.
Sunder them all.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
Hey, I want to get to level up in the middle of combat now. And what ability do I want? Stun effect, Sunder ability? That might be it. That might be it. Welcome back, Zorp. Whitefoot, Arrow Shield. Yeah, no, going down the power tree. Don't need another stance. And now Siren! What are you gonna get? What am I gonna bestow upon you here? Aria for Spite? Perhaps? But I should probably give you more war to do. Focuses voice raises pitch to deafening levels. Ooh, that interrupts the enemies. Okay. I'll give that to her repertoire. And we'll otherwise just let her do her thing. And then we'll go and interrupt the last load. And we're going to approach the glowing and screaming jewel at the forehead. When we were told that it might, feedback might kill us all. But no, that killed Cairn. That finally ended Cairn, and we broke the edict. As the ground beneath your feet settles, finally, into a blissful calm, a feeling of lightness and vitality burbles through your veins. The Edict of Stone has ceased, and with the dissipation of its powerful draining force, the world feels once again alive with arcane energy and currents of magic. The Edict of Stone is no more. Finally, maybe now I can hear my own thoughts again. Wait. Maybe that's not a good thing. The edict is gone, isn't it? Ever since we arrived, I've suffered the most unspeakable headache. Who knew that taking apart Kairos' enchantments would be such a relief?
Can feel. Stone lands are healing. New growth, life, food. Blood pulse of land is returning.
The wording of the edict pounds through your skull with the sort of clarity that usually comes from days of practice and repetition. You would seem that the Edict of Stone is now a part of you. A word, Fatefinder. I wondered if you might entertain a quick question. Go ahead. Wonderful. You've broken a number of Kairos' edicts at this point, which is not a claim that many could make. How do you feel about what you've accomplished? Spare me no detail, please. This is for posterity. Anything that strikes you about the experience is invaluable to the Chronicle. Breaking an edict means I've fulfilled Kairos' will. I am bringing order to the tiers, one realm at a time. So, this is truly the course you've chosen? Then Chunon was wise to claim you as the court's own. You are a true standard bearer to Kairos' most austere sense of order. One last question for now. How do you feel? Physically and mentally, I mean? I ask because there's very little precedent on the matter, and you could define the symptoms and reactions for, well, for history as a whole. An arcane feat on this scale doesn't happen every day. Haunted. The things I've accomplished are not the province of mortals. That's no small concern. If breaking these edicts is impacting your sanity or willpower, I would question how far you went to pursue this goal. Admittedly, such concerns never stopped me in the past. I would tell you stories about some of the things I've read, except that I've worked very hard to forget them. I think I have what I need for now. Future readers of the Chronicle, thank you for your time and introspection. Can I go pry that stone off his head?
Interesting.
Remove a fragment of cairn. You detect subtle vibrations in 6 points along the Archon's body, the last expressions of his diminishing life force. Take the right hand fragment. Kill Cairn while on the anarchist path. Oh, I could only claim one fragment? Ew. My bad. I didn't realize that. Maybe it was just another Azraelis shard? It's so, okay. I don't see anything. Oh, fragment of Cairn's right hand. Gives haste, +2 to quickness. I see it went immediately into my my personal inventory there. I didn't notice at first. Okay, well, it's there now. I didn't realize I could only take one. And I didn't know the stones would be different. Maybe I should have read more. Instead of trying to just speed through that. Alright, is this going to be the same symbol as the other side? Pressing charcoal to parchment, you capture a blurry but proportionate image of the ancient relief. Incomplete, but I could guess. Ah. Okay. I can keep it up too.
If we knew what glyph we needed, I'll bet we could unlock this puzzle.
You're right, Siren. Wow. 10 points to Siren. I can't believe you figured that out all on your own, Siren. Good job. Alright, everyone out of the attacking way. I'm gonna use one of you then. Yeah, like I could guess.
Consider it done.
Now what the full symbol is, and I'm going to. Considering they've been mirrored this whole time. Oh, it's not this? It is not this? I mean, it's incomplete. I don't know where another piece would have been. Like this. Seems it. It's not symmetrical yet? Well, What do you mean it's not symmetrical yet? Wasn't it? It seemed symmetrical to me. Maybe I was just missing a bit. I missed one line. Oh. Actually, this outline doesn't actually go there. It doesn't even go here. And I can't just disable it? I'll have to redraw. So I have that half moon, this half moon, then I have this part of the circle, that part of the circle, that line, and that line. There we are. And we have claimed all 5 of the spires. Gain control of every spire. The now familiar light of the spire courses skyward, trailing off toward the horizon, in the direction of Vendrian's Well. You feel the ground beneath you fall away as you give in to the warmth of the energy surrounding you. The dawning spire and howling rock gives you the impression of slow, inexorable movement, like a glacier of living stone. Unstoppable force moves at a pace that no eye could follow. The tower's very immobility is a pretense. With a triumphant heave, you feel the will of the spire stretch across the distance to link its power with Vendrian's Well.
Too bad Spire could not save Stone Archon from falling to Kairos' edict. Beast Woman thinks Spire would have wanted to.
She scratches a spindly, curved claw along her collarbone as she peers over the lip of the spire, down at the petrified Archon clutching its base.
Amazing. You could see out east from here, across to the continent. If we had a long-distance peering device, I wonder if we'd see Kairos' next wave of invaders starting their journey here. It's maybe for the better that I can't confirm this suspicion.
I feel bad reveling in this moment, knowing it came at the loss of such immense power, but we will use it to further our cause so it won't have happened in vain. Yay! Build the infirmary there. And build the training grounds here. I guess this actually didn't take time or much time to do. Huzzah! And I'll just hire everyone since apparently it doesn't increase the maintenance cost. No, I didn't. Oops. That's okay. I don't need master trainers anyway. Hires potion, brews brewer potions, a merchant. Master trainer, alchemist, skill trainer, merchant. Okay. Master trainers are the ones that go up to 150 skill max. Ah. Well then, we'll just hire this one. We don't need the hunter. The man before you offers a nod at your approach. He meets your eyes hesitatingly and pauses before speaking. Thank you for having me, Fatebinder. With the Bronze Brotherhood. My name's Riss. I'm here because I'm good at just two things. Killing my foes and seeing where the currents flow. I'd rather not get caught on the wrong side of history, so I'm here to humbly offer my sword. I was almost tier 5 favor with the Bronze Brotherhood, but halfway to tier 4 wrath. I'm well versed in many forms of combat and can help you stay versatile during a fight, should you wish it. Why did you choose to follow me now? These spires have towered over us for generations. Whoever made them was far beyond us, mere peasants on the ground. They were objects of wonder and legend in Tiersman stories, and now you've claimed them. That's reason enough for me. What can I do here? If you want to hone your fighting skills, or perhaps learn some new ones, this is the place. But really, this spire is your domain. What you do, who you invite to aid you, is your choice. Train me. Trainer Riss sucks at training. Range trainables level 10. Congrats, Lantry. You get athletics training. You too, Siren, but not as much. Ebb. With beaming smile, Ebb turns a small vial in her hands, examining the crystal clear water inside.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever see this stuff again. Wagstaff must have salvaged it from the Academy of Tides.
What is it exactly?
At the risk of sounding like a pedantic sage, it's potentially several things at the moment. Occulted Jade, Archon of Tides, had a trick to turn things into water and back again.
Ooh.
This little vial here is halfway through that transformation. It's just waiting for the and back again step.
So what will it go back to being?
This vial is full of allied ocean. I see Wagstaff raided the old armory of the Academy. Occulted Jade made her war staff out of this stuff. But now that she's gone, what's to stop me?
A war staff? I like the sound of that.
As do I. Nothing wrong with my current one, but a little innovation never hurt, right?
Right.
Tradition was you make sculptures and tools out of ocean alloy, but only the Archon and her guards were permitted to wear it into battle. But if she wanted us to follow her rules, she shouldn't have jumped ship and abandoned the Tiers.
As a Fatebinder, I decree that a staff is a kind of tool. Proceed.
Can't argue with that logic.
Holding Syzygy in one hand, Ebb uncorks the vial with her thumb and pours the water on the blades that crown the staff. The water ripples around the contours of the battle staff, spreading to envelop the weapon's volume in a thin, shimmering coat. Placing both hands on the handle of the staff, Ebb pulls with both hands, straining with all her might until at last the staff splits in two, her old staff in one hand, a shimmering, translucent twin in the other.
Now all we need to do is get ourselves into trouble and test this out. Knowing us, that won't take long.
You right though, Ebb. So is it in my inventory? No, it's in hers. Or mine. It's in mine. Wave's Crest. Well, it'll be equipped to her as soon as the game would let me do that. Barrack, buddy!
My Lord Binder, you have something which requires my attention? What can I do for you?
At your service, Fatebinder. What do you need?
What are your thoughts on the disfavored? A warren of self-entitled children so wound up in delusions of honor, they're likely to hang themselves by their own high standards. I wish they had stayed in the Northern Empire where they belonged, Then we could get some real work done in the tiers. What are your thoughts on their battle strategies? They really got something with a phalanx maneuver, a formation built on holding still, moving forward slowly, and hoping that no one slips in the mud. At best, the disfavored are tired of using the same tactic over and over again. At worst, the enemy knows what to expect out of them. Scarlet Furies are dancers. We hear the music of battle and organize ourselves into works of killing art. Every fight is as hot and passionate as the last, with no room for stale routine. You speak of routine and discipline as if they were weaknesses. The shield wall keeps soldiers alive. Chorus recruits fly to their deaths like moths to a candle flame. To burn out while covered in the blood of your enemies is more honorable than the slow march to a dignified retirement. Would you rather feel the bite of a spear while hewing an axe through your enemy's skull, or the clinch of your heart's betrayal while you sit up in bed, aged and alone? In the shadowy depths of his armor, Barrack makes no sound. He doesn't even appear to be breathing. What do you think of their leader, Graven Ash? I've seen enough of that high-minded braggart to know that he's all duty. Nothing but a charismatic, broad-shouldered scarecrow. He calls himself the Archon of War, though by the way he stalls his forces waiting for a better strategy to present itself, you would think he's afraid of battle. Watch your words. I would not hear of you talking of the Archon this way. Was he even talking to you, Junkyard? And no, I will not. You would think that someone more deserving would take Ash's mantle from him, but the disfavored have this cult of personality built around their great general. In their eyes, he could do no wrong. Who would you see take Ash's place? I'd rather let the disfavored sort it out amongst themselves. Graven Ash is this aging figurehead of what should be a constantly changing role. The right soldier needs to grow a pair and kill the old man. Kick his cane out from under him. Remind the Legion what strength looks like. The voices of Nerat changes. He's a multifaceted gem, and the Scarlet Chorus is a reflection of that beauty. If someone could rise up and strike down the voices, any of us would follow them in a heartbeat. What about Ash's connection to his troops? Graven Ash protects. His soldiers keep harping on those words like they mean something. I don't deny that the disfavored can take a few extra lumps on the battlefield, but that only speaks to their thick-headedness. If anything, it's only true because soldiers place that much trust in it. I've seen the power of suggestion do stranger things to people. Stranger than heal battlefield wounds? Suit yourself. I'm just putting it out there. I don't see you coming up with any great explanation for a soldier who bounces back from a killing wound. Suppose you have a better idea on how to handle the disfavored forces? Of course I do. First, I'd stop babying the troops. Pain is a lesson best learned early. I'd conscript from the locals to bolster the front lines, because why waste your elite on the vanguard? Then I'd leave any misplaced ethics back in the Northern Empire. They're not helping Kairos' campaign anyway, so fuck 'em. Excellent. You'd make them more like the Scarlet Chorus. Would that be so wrong? The Chorus is accountable for itself in ways that the disfavored aren't. Our weak die, and the strong fight to keep their rank. The disfavored promote through the waning bloodline, and discipline any soldier with the audacity to show their teeth. Though they'd never admit it, the disfavored need the Chorus to show them the way. Back to my questions. Do you think the disfavored have any chance to succeed here? Speaking as one of the exceptions, most of the tiersmen are pushovers. The people of Stalwart seem capable enough, though I have my doubts. You might call them the disfavored's best challenge. Even if they succeeded, it might be too late to redeem themselves. The Chorus have already impacted the conquest more than the disfavored have, or likely ever will. And how many thousands of choirmen did your victories cost you along the way? As many as it took, junk heap. Tell me about your time with the Chorus.
The Scarlet Chorus is mostly for madmen and peasants with rusty daggers, but it's also a little niche of freedom that I never had. Once I survived training and met my Scarlet Fury sisters, I saw a different side of the Howling Mob.
Who are your sisters? Who they were would be more appropriate. Who were they would be more appropriate. Three Whispers, Red Geyser, and Seeking Sheath. Best fighters I ever met. There wasn't a foe we couldn't take down together. Our fighting styles complemented perfectly, so we divided up the killing work like bards sharing a song. At least, we used to. Tell me about Three Whispers. She was as calm on the surface of a pond, and light on her feet. More than one foe tripped and fell on their own blade due to Whisper's crafty footwork. What about Red Geyser? A one-woman siege breaker. She would launch herself at our foes like a battering ram. Not even a disfavored phalanx could have withstand that dumb, suicidal wench. Kairos' eyes, but she was something to behold. What about Seeking Sheath? That girl could pass a spear through 12 rings from the far side of a battlefield. Kairos helped any foes who approached her marching single file. She made a game of spitting as many soldiers as possible in the same javelin. What happened to them? We were scouting around Vindrian's Well during the siege, back when we only suspected the guard of organizing in secret. My sisters and I came upon a group of them, or Kairos knows, maybe they found us. No one said anything. We drew iron and bronze. That was when everything went wrong. I was supposed to take point and occupy the guard with a dance of blade work. Something disorienting when my sisters picked their marks. I hesitated. I lost my nerve. Instead of rushing the Oathbreakers, I froze with my weapon drawn. My sisters fought on without me, but they were off balance, like whatever I had was catching. They died. I lived. My sisters were relying on me to lead the dance, and I failed them. Your actions were inexcusable for a fighter of your station. You're absolutely right. If I had witnessed the same in one of my sisters, I might have even killed her for endangering the rest of us. Good thing for me that they didn't get the chance. Hesitation is a rot. It's unbecoming of any chorus member, and unheard of in a Scarlet Fury. I would cut it from my body and cauterize the wound if only I knew its source. Any thoughts on the topic? Or are we just here to open old wounds? Do you think you hesitated because of your connection with Barrick? She looks away from you, focusing on a point in the distance. You can see that she's chewing the inside of her cheek in thought. Yeah, it's a tough thing to imagine, but I think that what Barrick and I share goes deeper than blood. He's in my head somewhere, and I'm in his. If what you say is true, our connection was active before we even met. You sure have a knack for getting to the bottom of people, Fatebinder. Be careful with that.
What do you need to know?
Tell me about your training.
For new recruits shoved to the front lines, training means surviving the first battle. Anything beyond that is for the fighters who show potential, whether as blade dancers or arcane madmen. There's nothing in the world like getting put through the paces as a Scarlet Fury. Every day is a test of your commitment and passion. Failure means death. The first few weeks were the hardest, but also the most rewarding. I earned my name, picked up some quality weapons, and met my sisters.
You earned your name? If you think a simple farmer from the Tears would name her child first, I suggest you visit my old village. Most of them were walking around with surnames like Barrel or Fish. Not the most creative bunch. The chorus takes your name away. Whoever you were before, you aren't that person anymore. Then you earn your name back through great deeds, usually murderous ones. That's why you see choirmen walking around with names like Stinkmouse or Face First. There's probably a good reason for it. The voices of Nerat gave me this name. When the Scarlet Chorus runs howling into battle, he doesn't hear war, he hears a symphony. And when I fight with blade or bow, he told me that my music stands out louder than anyone else's and contains too many parts to be easily defined. When you least suspect it, the Archon of Secrets can be downright charming. Tell me about the Scarlet Furies.
The elite fighters of the Scarlet Chorus. Your typical Horde recruit fights with a rusty spoon and a chip on his shoulder, but the Scarlet Furies are, well, different. We focus our madness. We coordinate, we kill, we dance. It's like art. Imagine a sculpture that twisted in weird, beautiful angles, and then gutted you too fast for you to realize what was happening.
That sounds wonderful.
It is, as I remind myself all the time. The most important day of my life was when the voices of Nerat recognized my potential and sent me to Scarlet Fury training.
What's her real name? First is her real name. That's what she calls herself. I would be curious what her previous name was, but I wouldn't ask it like this. Tell me about your weapon skills. When I was just a kid, it didn't take me long to realize I wasn't natural. I could pick up a rusty kitchen knife and skewer a rat from across the room. The Scarlet Chorus gave me opportunities to further educate myself. My sisters were always a bit surprised by how quickly I took to different fighting styles.
What do you need to know?
Before you hesitated when you brought up your fighting styles. Why? Noticed that, did you? It's a matter that I'm not used to discussing. Mostly because I don't know how. I mentioned before that I'm good at picking up different weapons and fighting techniques. The truth is, I'm better than good. I could flay a man so cleanly that I'd leave a single strip of skin behind. He wouldn't even need to be tied down. That was one of the first things I discovered about myself after joining the Scarlet Chorus. The voice of Nerat recognized it in me as well, which is why he singled me out for Scarlet Fury training. That. Go on. My sisters were the masters of their fighting forms, but since they died, my style has changed. Almost like I can kill as they did. I could pick up a bow, a lance, anything, really. I could tear someone to pieces with a weapon that I only watched my sisters use. I don't know what it could mean, and that worries me.
For new recruits shoved to the front lines, what do you need to know?
Who are the leaders? You gave the voices of Nerat a piece of your mind at Vindrian's Well. You should be familiar with him already. The rest are all offshoots of the voices, like the Fifth Eye. Once you get down to rank and file, the Scarlet Chorus organize around a motley bunch of gang bosses who call the shots. What do you want to know? Tell me about the voices. He's a madman, but that never stops me from following his orders. Even in a legion as cutthroat as a chorus, you know better than to get on the voices' bad side. People who cross him, or just people he meets, don't tend to survive the experience. If he ever seems disorganized or lost, it's because he's channeling one of the personalities he's devoured over the years. His mannerisms shift over to someone else, someone who's probably long since dead. Better to die than become part of the voices. Through powers you can't begin to understand, the voices of Nerat steals the minds and knowledge of its victims. You know this happened often during the campaign against the Tears. What he gains from this ability, beyond his apparent madness, is anyone's guess. You know better than to ask him about it directly. What makes the voices so powerful? He's the Archon of Secrets, and he didn't earn that title lightly. People say that he knows more than every sage in the Tears combined, and that he can think 1,000 steps ahead of the other Archons. It would be putting it lightly to say he's never alone under that disapproving helmet of his. If you make secrets your business, I guess having people constantly whisper in your ear is a good thing. I usually want people to shut up, but to each their own. What about the Fifth Eye? A walking nightmare, that one. I couldn't begin to guess who lives under that armor and speaks with that reedy voice, but I'll tell you what I know. When your world is built on secrets, it pays to have a few extra eyes. The voices of Nerat has eyes in abundance. Some that he keeps close, and others that he sends out into the wilderness. Whoever the Fifth Eye was before he came into the Archon service, now he's just a half-mad, jabbering speech hole. A bodily function. In other words, an eye. Wait, Nerat's eyes are people? Maybe they used to be people? Whatever they were, they're eyes now. Folks like to whisper that the voices of Nerat takes his servants and cuts out all the extra parts that they don't need. I once heard that the voices and the fifth eye and tent together. The voices kept screaming, "Redundancies! Redundancies!" Every time, another gout of blood would spray on the canvas walls. I can't even guess what he was cutting out. How many eyes does the Archon have? The number keeps changing, either because it grows, or because rumors don't mean shit. 3, 7, 19... Some even say that all of us are eyes and we don't even know it. It's one of those questions that drives you mad if you allow yourself to think about it for too long.
Memorized.
Hey,
Got it
you
memorized.
could be one of Tunon's eyes.
Got it memorized.
Bet you never thought of that.
Got it memorized.
Hey, Snake. How's it going, buddy? Back to my other questions about the Scarlet Chorus leaders. What about the gang bosses? Big Chillins? Nice. It's always good to be big Chillins. A boss is anyone who can rally enough support to kill the previous boss. They cling to command until someone gets wise and stabs them in the back. Tipcap leads the Filthy Lambs. Lox leads the Rusted Harps. Sharp used to lead the Bone Boys. Couldn't say where he ended up after they broke his legs. Waterwheel orders around the Hairy Hunters. Halls for Shit leads the Lazy Malkins. Then Scurvy Queen, Fingerfood, and Wild Gash collectively lead the Ladies of Perpetual Strangulation. I'm forgetting at least a dozen more. I've even led a gang or two in my day. They never survive very long, so no point in getting attached. You led a gang verse. Don't act so surprised. I can crack a whip better than any of those daisies at the disfavored labor camps. But I was never that interested in the power struggle of those grunts and scabs in the middle. I wanted to stand on the top like the apex predator. Here I am.
Are close, but we need fur and fangs to be top predator, like Beast Woman.
Feathers aren't good enough for you, are they? So when I got tired of a gang, I disbanded and let the other bosses fight over the new recruits. That much amused me, at least. Some of my old mates are still alive and hanging around wherever they ended up.
What do you need to know?
I have thoughts about your combat abilities.
Do you now? Call me intrigued. You already know that I memorized the moves of my Scarlet Fury sisters. If it seems like a total mystery to me, I don't know how you could have arrived at any conclusions, but I'm open to ideas.
Did you take their fighting moves, or the memory of their fighting moves? Remind you of anyone?
If you want to split hairs over it, you could argue that I took their instincts, their reactions, but I failed to see... Wait. Are you trying to compare me to the voices of Nerat?
Yes, without gaining fear.
The voices of Nerat is a monster. We both know that Taratus has never seen a creature more despicable than him. Never mind that he's kind of my boss.
Think about it. He absorbs the mind of his victims.
Well, I don't want to fucking think about it. Didn't you consider for a second that the thought had occurred to me already? I've traveled with the chorus for years. I've seen what the voices can do, and it scares me, all right? The idea that everything I am could be reduced to that. If I had that kind of power, if I could become like him, I don't know how I could live with myself. I'd rather drown myself in a camp latrine.
You don't have to become like him, just be selective.
I'm sure he had the same idea when he got started. But you know what they say about power? It's usually wielded by assholes. My sisters died. You should have seen us. We were amazing together. I didn't mean to take away what made them special, but I did it all the same. And let me tell you, it felt terrible. If I lived a century, I might never figure out how to make that happen again. And more importantly, I don't want to.
How is it that you picked up your fallen sister's weapon skills? That's been on my mind for some time, and I still don't have an explanation that fits. I have a few ideas, but Scarlet Fury share a sort of link. It's how we coordinate our dance in the heat of battle. We don't pass messages or anything, but our emotions and intentions sync up without words. I'm not a War Mage's soldier, so I'm just going. The one thing I always knew was that I felt this connection more keenly than my sisters did. I could pick up nuances that they missed, and I could feel them from further away. When my sisters died, I felt each of them getting yanked out of my brain like someone pulling snails from a garden, but some of their slime residue was still there. Does that make any sense? You know, I would take comfort in that. Your sisters live on in you. Your optimism is cute, Fatebinder, if singularly useless. It won't bring my sisters back, and it doesn't fix this thing in my head that I don't understand. No matter how you paint it, some part of my sisters broke off in me when they died, and now I'm left to deal with it. Just another day in the tears, right? You should exploit the skill to its fullest potential. Skill? Not sure if I'd call it that. There's something parasitic about it, but I take your point. If there's an advantage to this thing I'm experiencing, I'm not above using it against our foes.
If you insist. Until then, I plan to take whatever I can from life and have a little fun along the way.
How did you get conscripted first? How did I think you have the wrong idea about me. The chorus didn't take me as a sobbing maid. I showed in their camp and enlisted. Someone tossed me a dented blade, and I lived through an initiation, spent a week butchering my neighbors, and moved on with my new kin. I didn't waste any time with goodbyes. My mother had long since died, and the rest of my family were louses. The girl I used to be, even she knew that she was worth more than all of them combined. What about your life before the chorus? Life? What life? As far as I'm concerned, I didn't exist before the chorus. There was some girl in a farm wearing my face and talking with my voice, but she wasn't me. Sometimes she would sneak out at night, take a scythe, and have some fun with the livestock. Our shared interests began and ended there. When the Scarlet Chorus swept through my village on their long trek from the bastard city, that was when I finally woke up. I buried my old life, took red vengeance on anyone who'd wronged me, and found the freedom I could only dream was out there. What of your parents? My mother ran a successful farm, and I worked at it for a number of years before I found the chorus. She was a hard, bitter woman, acted like the world owed her something. She never talked about my father, though I figured out a thing or two about him later on. He was a merchant from the Northern Empire, took a liking to her, and she him. He stayed around only long enough to get what he wanted. Of course, we're all up to date on that little scandal, aren't we? Barrick's whoremonger of a father likes to plant his seed in soil far from home, and who can blame him? If you would not speak well of him, then I beg you say nothing at all. Do you ever wish you could do things over and end up somewhere other than Kairos' army? That's as naive a question as I've heard. Kairos is everywhere. If you aren't in the Overlord's army, you're being trampled by it. Of course, I could have labored on the family farm into my maturing years, married some dolt and littered him a nursery of squealing piglets. Having my body torn to pieces by smaller versions of me sounds like fun. Then, one day, when I decided enough was enough, I'd slit my husband's throat over breakfast and run off to join the chorus anyway. My way saved a lot of time. You're a killer. Better to stick with the chorus. At least you understand. The chorus praises and rewards the thing inside me that I would have expressed in its civilized company. Life is too short to repress every desire, right? Especially if I have anything to say about it. Well, that was a lot of dialoguing. A lot of information, though. Return to Bledenmark with the Azure Shield. Travel Greystone Valley to search for the disfavored attackers. And return to Grayson in Halfgate. So Halfgate, then Greystone. There's sounds here, sounds of combat. Is there to be more combat here? Hey, Grayson. Fatebinder, you've returned. I've heard the tales of your heroic deeds at Stonedown. Our scavenging crew is back, safe and sound. Those beastmen, they're horrible monsters. This world would be a much better place if they weren't around. You'll have to learn to live with them. No. I will not be happy until we don't have to deal with that filth anymore. They've been nothing but trouble and conditions won't improve until we get rid of them.
Human will fight beast woman. Whole tribe? With what? Dulled sickle? Slings and stones? Humans are not ironclads. Cannot stand against beast woman's killing claws and rending teeth. Come, fight and die.
Spoken just like a monster. Convince me to trust you, then stab me when I turn my back? You are all the same. I will thank you for what you've done, Fatebinder. That is all you will get from me. Can y'all, like... Can I teach these racists to be a little less racist? Like, I'm not saying be fully done with their racism. I'm saying just a little less racist. Like, jeez. It'll be easier making our way through the Stone Sea now that the quakes have settled down. I even heard the beastmen haven't been as active lately. Fatebinder, I can't thank you enough for saving us from those wretched beasts. Thanks to you, I'm alive and able to reopen for business. Now, I think that calls for a stock discount, don't you? Wild Scale. One-handed and thrown. Yeah, I'll buy it. Helm of the Fish. Immunity to silenced. I'll grab it. And then I'll go to sell other things to try and balance this trade back out. I'm looking for the same pictures as I always do. If the pictures are the same, then the items are likely the same. They do have a wealth of icons that they do use, and I appreciate that. Because it does mean that, again, if the pictures are the same, then they're likely the same item. Makes it much easier to sell things. When I just want to keep, you know, one of each type-ish. Ish. Oh, I'm getting money now? Okay. Irene. Greetings, Fatebinder. You've done us all a great service by getting the Scarlet Chorus off our backs. In exchange, I've got a special price for you and all my wares. Cap absorption. Oh, just 10 shock armor? Fair enough. Oh, right, I do have, I think, yeah, a sigil to sell. Thank God. Alright, Isidore and Hakron are the only two other named ones to talk to. I don't know how you did it, but people are saying you are responsible for the quake stopping. Halfgate is forever in your debt. You can prepay this debt by being less racist. Is there something I could do for you? Where's the option to say be less hateful towards the Beastmen? Beastwoman tribes are, not absolute barbarians. I mean, they're kind of barbarians. But, like, they have their own ways of doing things. Cooperate with them. Don't just hate them for no reason. Like, dang. Oh, Lord's mercy. Oh, that hurts like shit. A fate binder? Out here? The man lifts his head, regarding you blearily. Stripped of his armor, you can see several jagged wounds to his throat, belly, and thighs. Any one of them should be fatal, yet the man is very clearly alive. Thank Kairos. I thought the bastards had doubled back to kill me. Again. What's happened here? Normally, when I awake in a strange place wearing nothing but my drawers, it's under more pleasurable circumstances. A scout reported from one of the cities. A rash of caravans have been despoiled by disfavored troops. Of course, it wasn't us, so me and Isad got detailed to track the problem. Didn't know then a squad of shields was missing. I tracked the bastards a few days. Found the squad's body some leagues downhill. Thought to turn back, but two of the shields, they meant something to Isad, so I let him press us on. We kicked the damn hornet's nest of Chorus. They've been sniping our guys a few at a time, using our armor to raid the caravans. So the Chorus, disguised as disfavored, are hijacking caravans? The Chorus are smearing our name. If it was just my reputation on the line, so be it. But I can't let them do this to the General. He suffers enough for us. How does Graven Ash suffer for the disfavored? Who do you think bears the burden of our pain? Who makes us stronger than our enemies? Well, not that I'm even sure of it, but I've heard things. That there's a cost. So, why let me survive? I wouldn't be so sure about your survival. I've lost favor with the disfavored, and I've gained wrath with them. He grunts and grabs for the handle of the knife, but doesn't move otherwise, too wounded and disarmed to fully resist. Best make damn sure I don't come back for you, he warns darkly.
Best ironclads are dead ironclads.
The beast woman smacks her lips, long tongue slathered with saliva and lolling between her fangs as she eyes the disfavored longingly.
Beast woman will devour Ironclad's liver to ensure Ironclad is truly dead.
I have no love for Kairos' men, Fatebinder, but murdering a defenseless soldier is stooping lower than even I would go. I was putting him out of his misery, you know? He was clearly in a lot of pain. How am I to open this? The breastplate alone weighs more than a beast. I can barely breathe in this iron trap. Bitch harder, you baby. My helmet don't even fit. Thought the lot of them had lumpy stones for noggins, but this thing's sized for a child and tighter than a vice. I'm not sure I can get it off. Bite your friggin' tongues or I'll cut them out, iron visor or not. Nitwit, a few more raids and we'll have slain the disfavored well and keen. They'll be flocking to join the chorus soon enough. Now practice swinging that sword. It's heavier than an axe, so it ought to lob through a leg like fresh churned butter. She taps her wooden, splintered, and blood-splattered staff on the ground with both impatience and self-satisfaction. Plus, we've never been fatter on crates. Misery's scheme is... She jolts, noticing your intrusion for the first time. Instinctively, she crouches into a battle stance, weapon raised before her. Who the piss are you? Careful. You are addressing a Fatebinder of Tunon. A Fatebinder of Tunon, you say? Well, Master Fatebinder, I'm sure if we talk this over, we can come to a mutual understanding. We've got plenty of stock to go around, to share with our dear pals, see? You've broken Kyrus's peace, the punishment for which is death. Bloodchanter swings her staff in a wide circuit, voice booming as she ensorcels her comrades, spurning them into battle. Imbued with an unnatural and sudden strength, the ironclad soldier roars, rushing forward despite the weight of his armor, despite his previous reluctance. Kill her! He brays with an insatiable bloodlust, and behind him Prattle echoes his cry, charging forward to attack.
What's my signal?
Actually, no. Drop the protection around.
Flawless!
Aha! Beat up their caster first.
Best time to cut cards like an organs.
Ah, we've split their little gang apart. Oh, and then put them back together.
I'll omit that from the record.
Hobble himself.
Omit that from the record.
And we get all their loot.
On it.
Is there anything else hidden on this map? Before we continue on our way? Nah. All we have left is to return to Blood and Mark. We have finished all of the quests. And Cafney's still untravelable. An abrupt storm drives you into the shelter of a public house built under a colossal stone overhang. Travelers from across the tiers share the space with you, warily eyeing one another in near silence until the thin stew and thinner ale loosens the lips of the gathered. A wiry woman with midnight skin sets a large gourd on a stone near the back of the cave. She challenges you to a game of daggers, in which players compete to throw identical knives at a target. The person who hits nearest the center in 3 tries wins. The purse, she states, will be 20 copper rings. I'll play fairly, with athletics. You stand and approach the woman, setting down your own twine-bound rings in challenge. The woman grins, turns, and hurls her first knife, beginning the game. She seems quite competent with the hurled blade, but you sink 2 daggers closer to the center of the gourd than her closest. Impressed, she offers you your winnings and purchases your next drink. Hey, Lethian's Crossing and the Stone Sea Villagers reputation gain. Nice. And I gain money. And now to Blood and Mark. You hear him before you see him. He is already waiting, a silhouette in the darkness.
You have done well in the tiers.
I would judge you are a hunter second to none, save for me.
Curzon Shadow is best hunter.
He cocks his head to one side, and though he says nothing, you get the mild impression that he's entertained by your traveling companion's antics.
So, you found the Azure Shield. You're now the inheritor of one of the Tyr's most prized relics. Assuming you remember half of what I've taught you, there should be a few left in the Tyrs that could best you in a duel. But just to be safe, let's give it a quick test, shall we?
Raise your shield to gain renown with the shield. He darts for you, daggers drawn. Covering the distance faster than should be humanly possible, he pops from shadow to shadow around you, deftly, without uttering a sound, before striking at last for your back. But having anticipated, no, lured, the angle of his slash, you're easily able to wrench the shield around in time, deflecting the edge of his blade with a loud screech. A sort of assuredness fills you in response, warm and heady magic from the relic, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that so long as you hold to your defense, he won't be able to touch you.
Impressive. You're faster now than when we last fought.
While most Fatebinders glean their proficiency in combat through extended training with the Fatebinder of Balance, Callio, you are one of the few recruits of your year promising enough to undergo additional, more intensive tutelage under Bledenmark. One of your 5-person, wholly immersive survival class, you are the only one to crawl away with both your life and limbs still intact. He shadow walks, or rather runs. He lunges, he pops, jabs, and sifts and stabs for several more attempted attacks. And at last, yielding, he slinks back.
Well, that was fun, but that's enough for now. We have other matters to discuss. I'll admit, I'm surprised. After such great efforts building trust, you chose, or perhaps cannot help but follow, the solitary path. I've seen what you can do. You are no mere wild talent. You are something far more unusual, and more dangerous. The other Archons will fear you, envy you, hate you in almost every manner. It should come as no surprise that Graven Ash, Archon of War, views you as a nail in need of hammering. He's ordered the Disfavored to destroy you. They are on the march as we speak.
Graven Ash would order an attack on lands held by the court?
He considers you a Fatebinder of unbecoming character, an insult to Tunan's good name, and he knows it's very unlikely anyone will rally to your aid should he attack, or at least, that's what I've overheard from the shadows. I think the Disfavored will effortlessly stomp through your lands unless you hurry to stop them. When you have secured the mountain spire, we will discuss the next steps.
Very well. Ah, that's the fastest route to the mountain spire. Zoop. But we get to use all our companions while they all fight. Fatebinder Claire, you've made new friends, I see. Nunnaval gestures lazily toward the panorama of the valley below, at the siege camps dotting the perimeter of your citadel. I'm here at Bledenmark's behest. Should you fall, I will be in possession of the spire ahead of our enemies. And though I was not instructed to aid you, he didn't specifically forbid me from cleaving a few skulls, should I feel so inclined. Had to pick a fight with the Disfavored, did you? Well, you ought to be impressed with yourself. I assumed Graven Ash was solely focused on destroying the chorus, but it seems he's found time to try and kill you, too. Should you survive this, we'll need to... The massive sculpture rumbles, shaking the masonry of the spire and sending him off balance. You know, there are 5 additional symbols that aren't lit up. Is that Act 3? The other 5 towers? The orb in the center of the resonator spins with the push of some unseen force. Where the structure once exuded warmth, now it gives off a ferocious heat that singes your face the longer you stare into it. A sound like music swarms in the air around the structure, but it's painful and disharmonious to your ears. Well, this is shit. You'd think a spire would know some better songs, but I guess there's no accounting for taste. You do realize that the energies of this place are all centered on you. I don't know what makes you so special. The spire is now fully awake. Its long, dormant currents of energy dance to your presence. Oh, what was that? An assault against the spire's foundation? Earthshaker magic, perchance? No, it couldn't be. As ruler of this spire, I have a mystic link to this place. Give me a moment and I'll get to the bottom of this. I have heard Vogelus prattle on a great deal about this spire that thrusts as a blade into the sky, as well as your mastery of its magic. Before the enemy comes to claim what is ours, I suggest you explore whatever link you have to this tower. Let us hope Kairos there's some ward that could be enacted. Else we'll have no defense but to hurl loose stones from the spire's edge. When I broke the Edict of Fire, I was flooded by an intuition of how it all works. I could try proclaiming it without Kairos' words. Or the stone. Or the storms. The spire resonates my voice. I'll shout to the valley that I have an edict from Kairos. That should get them running. They'll realize quick enough we're bluffing, but if we've any luck, some of them will run rather than risk the consequence. I'll ignore your implicit impersonation of our overlord, this once. Use the resonator. There's still so much that doesn't make sense. Prepare yourselves. I have an edict to proclaim. As you touch the stone structure, your sense of the moment slows, and you feel the entirety of the tears at your fingertips. The spire stands ready to channel your will. Select a region to view its current edict, or to issue a new one. There's 2 more edicts that are unknown. I could use 500 power, of which I have 2,000, to use the Edict of Storms to generate a massive storm. Cause random damage to strike your enemies during combat. Or the Edict of Stone. Can lead to earthquakes and the slow petrification of the living. Or a fire. I'll use the Edict of Stone to fight, as they will likely still be trying to use stone magic. Party effects. Minus 15 to all magic seals, plus 30 to control stone, plus 20 defense against prone attacks. Oh no, that's going to make them stronger with stone. If you use the Edict of Fire, plus 15 to all magic seals and Empowered Bane. Extra potion effectiveness, but slower quickness. Yeah, let's just go with the Edict of Storms. Ooh, what was that achievement precisely? Issue an edict from the Mountain Spire. Establish yourself as an exarch, a potential Archon. I'm issuing my own edict. Fuck. The Fatebinder takes a step back, or the Binder takes a step back, scanning the view of the valley below filled with the magic of the edict. It actually worked? Claire, how? I mean, did Kairos grant you an edict to proclaim? I had a feeling that might work. A feeling? You had a feeling it would work, you shit? You've grown far too much and too fast. I don't know if I should be proud or terrified, yet I can't help but feel both in great measure. That's what I'm trying to exude. That is the character I'm crafting now. Because if what people think fuels me, then I want them to think that I can overtake even Kairos herself, so that I have the power to do so. This changes everything. Every eye in the Tiers and the North will be upon you now. But first you must survive this battle. Go and finish your foes while the Edict has them off balance, terrified and running. Act now before they regain their senses. Now, I must stand sentry here, at the ready to take the spire should you fall. If anyone makes it up here, they'll have to get through me. Good luck, my friend. And now, to defeat these pitiful invaders. Many die and many flee. Oh, some show up. A rain-soaked cadre of disfavored warriors cautiously approaches, with Saveus, now wearing the regalia of the Iron Guard, at the lead. Impossible! How is it you ripped a piece of stalwart storms and carried it here? Saveus, now dressed in the regalia of Ash's Iron Guard, jabs a gauntleted finger in your direction. I don't know what you are, what bargain you've made to command these storms, but your life ends here. He turns to his soldiers and lifts his hand in the air. Moving in a rehearsed unison, the warriors snap to formation and ready their weapons. Oh, I don't have sufficient rep. Awaiting Saveus' signal to charge, the soldiers start chanting "Graven Ash protects" and clap their weapons against their shields in challenge. Fools! Did you not hear me proclaim that edict? Either I cast that edict by myself, or did so with the Overlord's blessing. Think that through very carefully. No! That's the talk of a delusional child. On top of your other crimes, you now blaspheme Kairos, likening yourself to his power? Do not make us laugh. Saveus turns to his soldiers, looking to see who shares in his laughter. His guffaws fall flat when he sees his warriors shuffle nervously in silence, their weapons trembling. The more they fear me, the stronger I become. Enough prattle! Advance! Slay this aberration of justice, and bring glory to Graven Ash! It is you who will fall.
More to the bloody
No, not wide enough to hit both. Okay, you just keep doing your thing.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
No, I'll save my special abilities. Archon player of the suggestive vertical slab, if we presume. Indeed.
Harsh words would cause more harm than this useless weapon.
For the glory of Kairos!
Just call me Claire, Archon of Revolution. Is that not befitting?
If I had kids, they'd be...
You cannot!
A well-placed hit.
Oh, we summon another one or two to join the fight. But they're all going down. I'm doing good, Big DJ. How you doing, buddy?
A well-placed hit. I know my own strength.
Disfavored Wrath ability, Sever Ash's Bond. A woe? A woe? Sever the bond between Graven Ash and any disfavored in the target area, preventing them from receiving the benefits of Ash's Aegis. Oh. Oh. Thanks for the water and stretch. Wait, do I currently have the Azure Shield equipped? I successfully repulsed the attack. Claire, word reached the court that you have dealt with the seditious mercenaries claiming for themselves the mantle of defenders of Lethian's Crossing. You have the gratitude of both myself and the Overlord. The disruptions in the settlement long stymied the production of iron goods for the war effort. Forge Master Zedenya personally thanked me for your intervention. Congratulations. The Forgebound Guild are a strong and tireless ally to possess. Yay!
On it!
Are there not more disfavored to beat up? Do I need to hire a proper army now? Ooh, Fifth Eye's mask. I didn't recall the Fifth Eye being there or dying, so that's interesting. Forgebound hammer and master boots.
I'll see what I can do.
Ooh.
Found something.
Hidden stuff. Okay, back inside we go. And thus begins Act 3 proper. The zeal and fervor that the disfavored brought to the battle evaporate in the face of your edict, and the ease with which you dispatch their leader. Your overwhelming display of power sends panic and terror rippling through the enemy ranks. The survivors carry with them rumors that defy belief. The Tears has another Archon, one showing the power of Kairos, the power to cast edicts. The Archon of Edicts! Confusion sets in across the realm. Amid the whispers and misinformation, one fact remains consistent. The Overlord's power has been challenged. You safely assume that such rumors are making their way back to Kairos. The high winds of the edict sweep the air, dashing debris against your spire. Torrential rain falls, hitting hard enough to bruise bare skin. Lightning strikes the ground, endangering anyone out in the open. It isn't long before the storm begins to wane, slowly falling from a gale to a light rainstorm, and after a few days it becomes a simple breeze. Eventually, the sky is calm as your edict dissipates, releasing Vindrian's Well from its grip. You gather a small council of your closest allies and plan your next steps from the safety of your spire. No sooner do you get started than Callio, Fatebinder of Tunon, pays a visit bearing an important message. Ooh, ooh. Important message. I keep hearing about this little spire you've been calling your own. Now that you've slaughtered those who would take your lands, I think your claim is as official as it gets. What do I earn a visit from a Fatebinder? Do you have an edict to proclaim against me? A fair guess. I was expecting Tunon to hand me a scroll case with Kairos' seal on it. After what you just pulled, I would have wagered my last ring that Kairos would cast a very selective edict against you. But alas, The Overlord has other plans in mind. No one's entirely sure what to make of you these days, Claire. They all say you spoke an Edict of Storms. Not a proclamation of an Edict of Kairos, but your own Edict of Storms. Your own mystical storm. You're no mere Fatebinder, of that much we can be certain. You've proclaimed and broken the Overlord's edicts perhaps one too many times? If I had known you would do this when I first met you, I'd maybe have tried in earnest to kill you? I hope for the sake of Taratus that the right person has inherited this gift. I don't know what to make of you, Fatebinder. Proclaiming and breaking the Overlord's magic, claiming these awful towers. It should come as no surprise that an edict is within your grasp, but I still find room for surprise. You are powerful in ways that gang bosses and mages aren't. You've commanded this place to do your bidding and unleash something incredible on the world. That isn't the work of a Fatebinder. If anything, it's the work of an Archon.
Beastwoman will follow Alpha from here to ends of Tearsland and further still. Will Papa prowl deep into northern cold, hunting armies of Kairos at Alpha's side. Together, Shadowhunter and Alpha will slaughter the whole of Primus tribe.
I don't have any idea how you're able to do this, but it isn't a power that any scholar can wield. This is something else. You're not some ambitious hedge mage who learned it out of a book. You're more like an Archon where it just comes naturally. Callio shakes her head with a grin. I always knew you'd be a delightful bit of trouble, but I didn't think you had a touch of the Overlord's power in you. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't know. Please, it seems a bit presumptuous to claim the Overlord's power. I still don't fully understand it. And now that I have this power, others will figure me, and for good reason. Seems a bit presumptuous to claim the Overlord's power. She chuckles. For a moment, I was envious of this power of yours. Then I realized, I'm not the one with threat to the Overlord painted on my forehead. I come bearing orders direct from the Overlord. Kairos has decreed two things. First, the Overlord has demanded that one and only one Archon is fit to rule the Tiers. To that end, the Archons are to settle through death or dominance who is the one Archon fit to inherit the Tiers. And the second decree? Kairos has decreed you are the newest Archon. So, the other Archons now have orders to control or destroy you, and the other way around. And to be clear, this is a command from Kairos, but not an edict? Correct, there's no edict backing this order. Such encouragement hardly seems necessary when the task is its own reward. The Overlord has merely rescinded Kairos' peace. The Archons may kill and maim each other without breaking any laws. Kairos knows, rightly so, that enmities, new and old, will drive the Archons to mutual destruction. The Overlord need only remove the pretense of peace and watch the ensuing violence. Would you have preferred another do-or-die edict? What of the court? Have you heard what Tunon and Blood and Mark think of this? As per usual, Tunon has the emotional range of Pumice, but Blood and Mark seems almost giddy. I think the old Shadow is already putting names on his daggers. I was wondering if Blood and Mark would hear this order and promptly stab Tunon, but no, it would seem the Archon of Shadow is happy to serve Tunon. Makes sense. I've never known the old Shadow to crave that kind of power. You'll have to deal with him too, and I fear greatly for how that would turn out. I imagine Tunon is too loyal to bow to you, and Blood and Mark too proud to accept you as his better. There is no way this ends well for some of us. I guess the other Archons will bend to my will or die. First step is deciding you won't bow to one of the other Archons. I wish you the best of luck in your upcoming struggle. Know that when you come for Bledenmark and Shunon, I and the other Fatebinders won't interfere. Let's get one thing clear. I want no part of this little contest. Fatebinder, sorry, Archon, I bow to you. The rest of you madmen can fight over the right to rule this mountainous shithole. I accept. Thank you, Siren. Siren bows with a graceful sweep of her arm and a curtsy. Just don't let Narat get away with a bat of an eyelashes and a polite surrender. A question me and the other binders have been asking. Can you do this again? Nunaville believes in you. Another who shall remain nameless takes the more cynical stance that the Overlord has a hand so far up your ass she can puppet your mouth, and you couldn't cast a second edict if you tried. Me? I think you have it in you. Or I at least like the idea of proclaiming an edict of yours someday. Now that you mention it, curiosity demands we try having you proclaim an edict of mine. Are you serious? You'd let me do that? Lantry, take a dictation, please. Quill in hand before you finish your request, Lantry reaches for his boldest red inks. You meant to say, Lantry, please record my second edict for all of time and memory, right? Gladly. Address a proclamation against the Stone Sea and the Chorus's headquarters, Cacophony. Yeah, I don't want to do anything against Lethian's Crossing at the moment. Or against Findrian as well, so I'll go against Cacophony. You know, the land's been so destroyed with the earthquakes, we should fill in all those gaps with water. Proclaim an Edict of Storms again. With the edict complete, Kalia approaches the edge of the spire and, with as much projection as her voice can muster, reads aloud your edict. And nothing happens. Kalia slumps her shoulders with a disappointed whimper. Well, it works when Kairos writes it down. Perhaps there's some trick to it that I haven't learned yet. But your power most certainly worked when you used your own voice, so we at least know that your voice is an essential part of invoking your powers. Or at least, so far. I would imagine Kairos spoke a great number of edicts before learning how to write them down for others to proclaim. In truth, I am a bit relieved. While I relish the thought of being a harbinger of non-negotiable death, I am not sure being the conduit for such arcane forces is something I should be taking so lightly. Then again, perhaps your past proclamations are part of what set the seed of this power in you. Anyway, it's an honor to be part of the experiment. I say we try this again some other day. Learn more about what you can do with your power, and someday I'll be your Herald of Doom. It'll be a date. In average wrath with the Chunon. When you rule Taratus, look me up. If you're successful, I know I'll be in need of a new Archon to serve. I know I'm mostly sober, but just so we're clear, you did just issue an edict, right? First you cast an edict, then this full-on War of the Archons. This whole chapter of a chronicle it's reading like fiction. So, Kairos has ordered all the Archons to fight it out until only the strongest remain? I think we can now safely say that the Scarlet Chorus philosophy has been vindicated. A rumbling mutter stirs from under Barrick's helm. Oh, poor Barrick.
Alpha birthed own words of power like humans Prima called Kairos. Is better mystic than Broodmother to Kills in Shadow, than Stone Stalker's 100 Blood, than the Beast Woman Archon slaughtered by Mark of Shadows. Kills in Shadow knew Alpha was most powerful human in whole of Tearsland. Knows was not wrong.
One last thing. All of this talk of you being the second coming of the Overlord, and I almost forgot my duties. This is a court summons from Bledenmark, Chunon's assassin. I suggest you read it carefully as part of your preparations. Your survival may depend on it. Good luck, Archon. I know you've got a thing or two on your plate, but if you could make some time for me, a little bird has brought us some interesting news, and I'd hate to have to go stabbing people without you. What's up, Verse? Let me get something off my chest. I burn inside. When I dance, it's like trying to let out fire to quench it in blood. Instead, I just end up stoking the flames. Shit, did any of that make sense? I think I follow. I've always had such a strong connection to my Furies. That bond made me feel, I don't know exactly, like part of something? Now it feels like they're in me. They rise up when I dance, each time a little more reckless. When we were going after Crocus and Orisa, I could almost hear them, like they were whispering to me, tugging from somewhere deep. And even I can't deny that this all sounds a lot like, you know, Kim. The voices of Nerat. Kairos' bloody balls, yes. The voices of Nerat. The thought alone that I could be anything like the voice of Nerat makes me want to flay myself. The voices of Nerat is a parasite. You are a predator? Now, he's a parasite, sure, but that wasn't always true. Maybe it starts with the killing, but eventually you've got others doing the killing for you. You said Eldian? That's how Archons are made, right? And overlords? Family always leaves its mark. Mine was a little better. Are you suggesting that Nerat and I are family? Like he's my dad? A creepy uncle, at least. As if it wasn't disgusting enough when you asked me to polish his scepter. Well, if the other Furies were your sisters. Not exactly. Well, we're influenced by those who mentor us. Same response to all of it. Worried about the Archon of Secrets? All the time. In the end, either he hollows you out, or you find something worse to do with you. Sure, he can rip people's thoughts away, but what about the slower, more insidious stuff? Like how he fashions his eyes. I guess that's what worries me. He's already made his eyes on you. He wants to make me his eye too. There are worse names than 18th Eye. Sure, like 23rd Eye. If you don't want to turn into him, don't be like him. What exactly are you suggesting? Be stronger than him. That's the dream, right? Now we just need 1,000 years, some artifacts of immense power, an expansive information network, and the largest army of the Tears I've ever seen. One more thing before I call it a day, Fatebinder. Yeah. After we spoke to Essa, I slipped to scout some rings to keep an eye on the place and send word if anything out of the ordinary happened. Apparently there have been some strangers lurking about. I'd like to head back to River's Break and see if we can't grab one. Maybe dig a little knowledge out of him. But not, you know, in a directly out of the head kind of way. I'll make it a priority first. Thanks. Who knows? Maybe we'll dig up something we can use against the Archons. Let's get moving. The war's not over yet. Travel to Cacophony and assault the Scarlet Chorus, and Iron Hearth to assault the Disfavored. River's Break for Versa's quest, and travel to Tunon's Court in Bastard City. I will only ask once. Kid, I have to say, you never did play by the rules, but now you've ceased even pretending to serve the Overlord, to which the Adjudicator is not amused. Unfortunately, the chaos you have wrought in casting an unsanctioned edict hinders our campaign in the Tears, and weakens belief in the Overlord. You will at once come to our court, largely, to offer penance for threatening Kairos' rule of the Tears. But do not fear, Tunon will preside without bias, in order me to execute a sentence that is fair in the eyes of the law, and only if you are found guilty at the trial. But I can promise you this. If you want to live, it'd be unwise to ignore his summons. If and when you first wish to speak with the other Archons to beg mercy, we will not prevent you, but we would encourage you to refrain. At our behest, the voices of Nerat and Gravenash are also weighing the consequence of your bald-faced rebellion. Something unusual about the ink in this missive. Hold it over candlelight. Kid, have to say, you never cease to amuse. Unfortunately, you have become too large of a threat. Chunon will order me to execute you at the trial. If you want to live, ignore his summons, and first speak with me at Ashweld. Accept his advice. So I'm gonna beat up Blooded Mark then. But one, I need to change up the party. Are you trying to piss everyone off, or did you just do this for fun? I'm not judging either way, just curious. Casting Edict on Vengeance Well is a good way to shine a beacon on yourself, or paint a target. Saved your skin, didn't I? It sure did. For now. Like I said, I'm not trying to prod you or suggest you made the wrong call. As someone who likes to stay discreet until she has the opening to strike a killing blow, I find your little public gesture of dominance, well, quaint. Charming. In a dumb way.
At your service, Fatebinder.
You mean Archon?
What do you need?
I find myself in need of an accomplished killer.
I suppose I'd hate to deprive you. Let's be off.
Bye, Kills and Shadow.
We'll wait for
Hello,
a short
Verse.
while.
Bye,
I will
Siren.
meet you at the spire.
Hello, Barrick.
Hope you fancy red.
Back up to the original party. Let's go. No ep, no ep. Decided to grab Barrick. See how this goes for a little bit again. Get him up to 10 points there. Alright, first you've got 1 point. The Duelist. Yeah, when defeated, do Scarlet Vengeance. Barrick, you've got 8 points. Get healed instantly, once per combat. Defender's Charge. Defender's Watch. Wounded Defender. Phalanx 2. Yeah, let's go with that. Works for me. And that is where we'll call it for today. Once that gear's done. No ebb for the moment. Though I guess she could be the next Archon of Water with me. Just, you know, multiple Archons running around, all at my behest. But, thank you for hanging out with me, as always. I appreciate it. And we are in Act 3 of Tyranny. So we'll be continuing that tomorrow. You know, as per usual. And yeah. Make sure to take care of yourselves. And let's go hang out with our usual raid target for Wednesdays. Our good friend Samhain. A fantastic wraith. Absolutely fantastic. Playing some of that Final Fantasy 16 right now. So grab the appropriate raid message. for, you know, for yourself. Thank you for being here. Each and every one of you. I appreciate it. And I hope you keep coming back. It means a lot to me. And let's go chill with Samhain. As he doesn't have to do as much voice acting in Final Fantasy 16. But he does plenty of his own in, what is it, 14? That's the MMO, right? Final Fantasy 14? Yeah, hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye!